Want to be the first to know about the most exciting new indie tarot and oracle decks coming out this month? I'm Elowyn, and in this episode of my new releases series, we'll explore stunning new indie decks and check out a few upcoming crowdfunded projects that may make your wish list or help you decide to pass on them. Plus, I'll share an exciting opportunity for anyone who's ever dreamed of creating and funding their own card deck. So, grab your glasses if you need them, get comfortable, and stay tuned to find some new favorites to add to your collection. Before we start window shopping, you'll find links to everything we'll cover today in the description. Let's get started. Available for pre-order is Ocean Dreams Oracle Pocket Edition by Danielle Noel. This is a deck that's already been out, but there has not been a pocket edition available before, so here's your chance to pick it up. This deck is a shimmering gateway into the ocean's ancient wisdom and great mysteries. So let's take a look at this deck. Over here on the left, you can see the box front. And here's a comparison of the full-size Ocean Dreams Oracle to the pocket-size Oracle. Another look at the box here. And side of the box, this will be a magnetic flip-open box. And it will come with a free fine art print digital download. And this one is called Soul Family. It will also come with a free digital download prayer art print, Mother Ocean. Both of these prints will be 11 by 14 inches. Here's another look at that print with it framed and printed. And here is a quick look at some of the cards. So beautiful, soft colors and very ethereal feeling. Another look at some more of the cards here. Inner Sanctum, Familiar Hearts, and a larger look. So we can see this card a little bit better up close, as well as Inner Sanctum. There will be all of the original cards, so 64 cards in this deck, and they will have a velvety soft touch rose petal finish. And the edges will be a shimmery pastel turquoise. The guidebook has been thoughtfully refreshed with a beautiful new design while preserving all the original details from the full-size version. So, as mentioned before, each pre-order will include 2 original prints. They will both be in the forms of high-resolution downloads to print. So you don't get a printed version, but you will download and then have them printed, and they will be 11 by 14 inches. One of those prints, as we saw, is Soul Family with artwork, and the other is the Mother Ocean Prayer, which is more text-based. So that's a look at the Ocean Dreams Oracle Pocket Edition, which is available for pre-order, but the shipping date is to be announced. Available for pre-order from 3 Trees Tarot are new editions of Oak Ashen Thorn, Smoke Ashen Embers, and Thistledown. So these will be new editions of decks that already exist. And here we have from the creator why they've decided to come out with new editions of these decks. They say because these decks all belong to the same world, they wanted to make them feel more like a cohesive set while still keeping their individual charm. So here's an overview of what's going to change with the new editions. So originally they chose fonts to match each deck's individual personality, but looking back, they wish that they had chosen the same font across all of the decks. So in these new editions, they will have the same font across all of the decks. And here on the screen, you can see an example of that font style. To match Oak Ashen Thorn and Smoke Ashen Embers, they decided to add borders to Thistledown. Additionally, all 3 decks will have consistent text notches, the small areas of white space where the card titles sit. Another change is to the Major Arcana numbers. The numbers will no longer be located at the top of the Major Arcana cards, they've moved them down to the bottom to keep the artwork uninterrupted. And for another change, they decided to rename the Hanged Man to Hanged One. They will also be changing the card backs. Now, all card backs will be reversible. And then for the guide cards, they made some refinement to the design of the guide cards, as well as to the certificate of authenticity. And finally, the boxes will be different. They will now come in a 2-piece box. The base will be made from sturdy corrugated cardboard, while the lid will be made from eco-friendly color plan paper. But they note that the Thistledown will remain in a tuck box. Additionally, certain cards are being retired. From Oak Ash and Thorn, the Possibilities card will be retired, and from Smoke Ash and Embers, the extra art card from the first printing, which is 2 sleeping dragons, and 1 from the Ten of Swords, the gorier version, will be retired. From Thistledown, the extra art card from the first printing, the Thistle, will be retired. So if you haven't checked out these beautiful decks before, I encourage you to go over and take a look. You've already probably spotted some of the artwork as I've been discussing the changes to this deck, so they are very beautiful. So that's a look at the new additions of Oak Ash and Thorn, Smoke Ash and Embers, and Thistledown. Available for pre-order and shipping in mid to late July is Myth Oracle by Daniel Martin Diaz. Enter a symbolic realm where myth, psyche, and spirit converge. This 46-card deck invites you into a contemplative dialogue with the unseen forces shaping your inner and outer worlds. Drawing from ancient mythologies, esoteric traditions, and archetypal energies, each card serves as a portal for divination, deep reflection, and intuitive insight. These cards will measure 3.2 by 5 inches. They will have a high-quality linen finish and include a 52-page guidebook. They will be in a tuck box with stamp seal, bundled in a deluxe box with lid. So here we can see an example of this artwork. Very detailed artwork with sepia tones. Here we have cosmos, so 1 keyword. Courage, transform. And there's another look at that box. Melancholia, void. Let's look at that. Yeah. Forgiveness, stability, continuum, and a look at that guidebook. So that's a look at Myth Oracle. Ending on June 12th is Atomic Cat Tarot Deck. Journey through this retro 78-card tarot deck celebrating mid-century modern atomic design and cats. So look at the box, that little cat paw there, that's cute. And the creator, backer favorite it looks like. Some of these cards, so black borders with titles on the bottoms, bright bold colors, definitely that mid-century modern, very fun and playful. 350 GSM cardstock, love it. So cute. Oh my goodness, what a creative idea. Inside of the box, ooh, magnetic flip open glossy box, very in the style of the mid-century modern. Look at the guidebook, also glossy cover and in full color on the cover. And a look at the cards, looks like they are a semi-gloss. I caught a quick flash of light on there. Hard to say, yeah, maybe subtly semi-gloss. That'll help the colors really sing and be bright. Oh, it's so cute. The World, 10 of Cups. Ooh, free shipping. We like that. Okay, that might be for the US. They just showed the United States. Heads up on that. And one more look at that box. I'm gonna laugh every time I see that. Okay, so here we can see that they already have some stretch goals unlocked. So far, in total, they've unlocked 4 Major Arcana postcards. Next, they are working on unlocking an exclusive answer coin. And we can see what I'm guessing is a mock-up of that coin there. What a nice Queen of Swords. I love the minty color on that cat. So they note that no AI was used in the creation of this deck, and we love to see that. So here we have the Moon card. Very fun. It says here that this was inspired by the Jetsons, and I can definitely see that. I don't know if you watched that growing up, but I did, and I had a lot of fun thinking about that world and loved the artwork of it and the animation. So if you did too, this may be perfect for you. Look at all these great cards. This is a really cool deck. Ooh, beautiful colors. This would definitely be fun to work with. Something where if you want to smile, but still like that Nine of Swords is expressive. Yeah, but if you want to smile, reaching for this might be nice. Might be a nice way to start the day. Oh, that little Nine of Wands with the kitty with the head bandage. So sweet. So these will be 2.75 by 4.75, have a rounded corners, 350 GSM as we mentioned. They will have a white core cardstock. The guidebook will be 100 pages with descriptions of every card, upright and reversed, and include the story behind the deck. So as mentioned before, free shipping will be included. So here we can see what you'll get: the deck, guidebook, magnetic closure box, which is excellent, and free shipping in the US. And then we have some more options for decks as well. And some fun add-ons here. Oh, cute. Oh, Sweet Lovers, Six of Wands, Knight of Wands, the World, the Emperor. Yeah, it's nice to see these a little bit larger. I know we're talking about some add-ons here, but I'm just enjoying seeing some more of the cards one at a time. Okay, so that is a look at Atomic Cat Tarot deck. Ending on June 12th is Fantôme, a multi-dimensional tarot deck Reborn. Unlock deeper insights with the 2nd edition tarot deck, a 25-card oracle deck, and an optional AR guidebook to enrich your readings. Premium box with holographic foil details. Large hard box there with a magnetic flip open. You can see some of the guidebook there. And the gilded edges. Matte lamination. Foiling on the backs of the cards there. Glance at some of these cards. Wheel of Fortune. 25 oracle cards for deeper readings. Looks like they have statements below the keywords for the oracle cards. And here's a look at the tarot deck. 80 beautiful cards, so sounds like 2 additional cards. A digital AR guidebook. And an overall look there. So let's take a look. It did tell us quite a bit in the video, but I just want to overview this and see if there's anything else we want to look at. So as mentioned, this is a deck that was already out, but a new edition. Here we can see some of the major arcana, although you could see this in the video, though larger. So the color palette definitely all goes together. It's more of a limited but beautiful color palette. There's those gilded edges, backs of the cards. And here's some technical details. So the size of the cards will be 70 millimeters by 120 millimeters. There will be 80 cards, so 2 extra cards. They will be on 350 GSM art paper. They will have a matte lamination and ice blue foil on the backs of the cards, as well as those holographic gilded edges. Now, the Oracle deck, as we heard, will have 25 cards. And here's a look at some of those cards. Very beautiful. Here is one, Connection, and below it, it reads, Strengthen bonds. Unity brings greater strength. Some more cards there, Healing, Transformation, Guidance. The Oracle deck will be 88 millimeters by 126. It will be on 350 GSM art paper, have a matte lamination, and also have the ice blue foil design on the back of the cards, which will match the tarot deck. Here is the box. If I'm seeing that right, it looks like it has the cards on one side and the guidebook on the other. My guess is that the oracle cards sit under that guidebook. They note here that no AI was used in this deck. So here it notes that this deck is not just a reprint, it's a complete transformation. And they break down some of the differences here on what has changed. So originally there was a glossy finish, there was no oracle deck, and there was a different AR guidebook, and it had a standard printed guidebook and a standard tarot deck box with glossy finish. So that's a look at Fantôme Tarot Deck Reborn. Ending on June 12th is Vintagia, a retro-inspired reimagining of the I Ching designed to spark intuition and creativity in walking art, music, writing, and more. So let's check this out. Here we can see some of the cards. With the I Ching at the top, we have a number, a keyword, and then a statement at the bottom. Constancy, repeat, repeat, repeat. And we can definitely see this vintage inspiration in the cards. And these are very different from other oracle decks I've seen. Influence, be drawn, not driven. Progress, move before momentum becomes armor. Decrease, simplify to amplify. So you can see how this deck is meant for creatives, but would also work for many other subjects in life as well. Okay, so I just want to point out that this is the creator's first campaign, so keep that in mind. They did create a beautiful campaign though. It's a great layout. So here's a look at the box, definitely vintage inspired box there, as you can see. We have a walkthrough of the deck that you can watch on YouTube. That's excellent. Here we have the backs of the cards that you can see in there. So every card corresponds to one of the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching. And that's nice because that lets you know that there will be 64 cards in this deck, and that's a nice size oracle deck. Another look at some of these beautiful cards. And another card here. Now, what's inside the box? So, inside the box will be 64 cards, and they will be 2.75 by 4.75 inches, so a standard tarot deck size. So that's nice for an oracle deck to be a tarot deck size. They will be printed on 330 GSM smooth finish cardstock and come with a 106-page guidebook, which will include spreads, prompt keys, and interpretive insights. And it will come in a durable, portable 2-part box. And it looks like we have a few tiers here. So that's a look at Vintagia. Ending on June 14th is Ancarian Life's Seasons Oracle, a 44-card oracle deck and guidebook exploring the transitions of life through the lens of the 4 seasons. And there is a very beautiful video if you're interested in watching it here. I'm quite impressed with the production value on that. But we will go ahead and skip to the artwork here. So here is a look at the box for this deck, and you can see the backs of the cards there. It looks like a hard box. And this deck features hand painting. It is oil painting, and in that video you can see them hand painting it. It is a collection of cards for navigating life's grief and loss, as well as the transitions that guide us toward renewal and rebirth. Through its artwork and guiding cards, this deck invites you on a journey into a 4-season forest where mystical creatures embody the spirit and reflections of autumn, winter, spring, and summer. And there's a note here that the book and illustrated cards are already finished. So here you can see a piece of that artwork. And it is all hand painted. So here you can see some of those beautiful cards, and important to note that there are 22 illustrated cards and there are 22 guiding cards with questions for each season. So as you can see there, those are the fronts of the cards. They will have different backs, but 22 of them will be illustrated, and the other ones are going to be what you see here, where there's the life giver and it's more of a write-up and not an illustration. So I just want to point that out to you so you're fully aware that that is what is happening here. But there is quite beautiful artwork in the cards that are illustrated. So here's an example. 1. Portal into the depths. There are still seasons to unravel. And there's a look at the guidebook to dive even deeper. In the guidebook, you'll find a beginner's guide to reading this oracle, suggestions on how to get the most out of the deck, a variety of spreads, and detailed insights for each card, including poetic writings co-created with the artist. Some more of those cards, a glimpse at the summer cards, some of the guiding cards there, and it talks about how to use. So here we can see the Torment card. It says, "Torment, the dark fluttering will cease." And then we have Truce. Can you be at peace with your shadows? And we have the different tiers of support that you can do here. So the cards will be 3.54 by 5.12 inches, and they note that the final specifications of the cardstock, finish, and packaging will depend on the success of the campaign. As a default, if this campaign is successful, the deck will be printed on lightweight, flexible cardstock with a semi-matte finish and packaged with its printed guidebook. However, additional funding beyond their initial goal will mean that a better budget is available to improve these specifications. These improvements would include a rigid box with a magnetic flap lid along with the cards and printed guidebook. And here we have some add-ons and the stretch goals. So that's a look at Ancarian Life's Seasons Oracle. Ending on June 14th is the Matronua Tarot, a hand-painted, limited edition Marseille-style tarot deck with Italian artistic flair. Here we can see the creation of one of the cards in the deck. Looks like that was the Fool, I would guess. Hand-painted, beautiful artwork. Very beautiful. Look at the box, a tuck box. Nice blue and white with touches of gold. And some of these cards. This is really beautiful. Great artwork. My goodness. Wow. So there's the Marseille style. So beautifully done. Very nice. It's nice that we can see all the cards here and large like that. The coins. And the backs of the cards. So up at the top here, there's a note that this deck was made entirely without the use of artificial intelligence. And they say, love this deck but think Marseille is too hard to read. To celebrate the success of the campaign, they're sharing the first 2 chapters of The Art of Seeing the Marseille Way, a PDF that all backers will receive with their deck. So you can go ahead and download those first 2 chapters here. Another look at some of that beautiful artwork. And it says, please note the AI label appearing on this page refers only to the visual layout elements of the campaign itself, not the creation of the deck, which was entirely hand-painted. And they give you a bit of the background on this deck and the history. So another look at that box. Very nice. Now here we can see that there will be 82 hand-painted cards, no digital elements. So we have 4 extra cards in this deck. It's inspired by 19th century Italian decks, and this deck will be limited to 1,000 numbered copies with certificate and signature. So it looks like for those additional cards, those are historically based alternate cards. And this deck was designed, painted, and produced entirely in Italy. So here is a look at some of the cards, some of the major arcana, and alternate cards. Very beautiful. And the court cards, the kings, the queens, the knights, the pages. And it's talking a bit about the process. Quite beautiful. Here we have the cups, the batons, the swords, and deniers. And then a bit about the history. So here we have 2 lovers cards and 2 hermit cards, 2 devil cards. So you can make some choices there on your preferences. And the moon card. And it talks a bit about why and the meanings, why they've done this. And 2 tower cards. It looks like that's in the collector's edition only for those 2 tower cards. Yes. Another look at that box. Okay, so that's a look at the beautiful Matronua Tarot. And now for a 45-second word from our sponsor, that's me. I'd love to help you gain insights, find clarity, and empower yourself to make choices aligned with your highest goals and aspirations. As a certified tarot reader, I offer personalized readings designed to provide powerful guidance, whether you're seeking answers to specific questions or a deeper understanding of your spiritual and life path. To book your tarot reading or purchase your birth chart, please visit my website at elowynlefay.com. If you prefer to connect via email, you can find my contact information in the description below. I'm excited to support you on your journey towards greater clarity and empowerment. Ending on June 18th is Enchanted Divination, Cartomancy Tarot Companion Journals. Discover 3 mystical journals, a Cartomancy deck, as the Matronua Marseille Tarot, crafted for divination, intuition, and insight. So let's take a look. Backs of the cards, I believe these are the playing cards. I'm just guessing by the size. Yes, the playing cards. These beautiful artwork on these playing cards, my goodness. Beautifully done. I love those colors. Very soft. Wonderful imagery. So that is for Cartomancy, the playing cards. Now, here we have the Marseille deck. Beautiful backs of those cards. This is the 2nd edition of this deck. There we can see some of the artwork. I love those colors. So nice. Very beautiful. A skilled artist here. Lots of florals and some animals. Very natural feeling. Inspired by nature. And here we have one of the companion journals, so there will be 3 to choose from. A Tarot Companion, Crystal Companion, and Grimoire Companion. There's the Tarot Companion. Very nice. So this creator has also done other Kickstarter campaigns, as you can see here. Thought I would show you that very quickly, and this creator is BouchetteDesign. So up here we can see all 3 companion journals, the Marseille Tarot deck, and the playing card deck. So for the first companion journal, we have the Crystal Companion Journal, and this is an A5 size. It will have a hardcover with lay flat binding. It will come with a linen cover with gold foil. It will have 182 pages and gold gilded book edges. There will be a PDF digital download of the full journal. And within the journal, it will have an introduction, resource indexing, crystal resource, the power of color and crystals, crystal shapes, crystals and stones, 165 crystal 2-page spread, and then 160 crystal 2-page spread journaling pages. And there's a stretch goal for a slipcase, which will house all 3 companion journals. And there's a look at that beautiful journal. And a look at some of the inside here. Very nice. Ooh, pretty. Excellent design. The next will be the Tarot Companion Journal, also an A5 size with hardcover and lay flat binding, linen cover with gold foil. This will also be 182 pages with gold gilded book edges and a PDF digital download of the full journal. Within the journal, it will have an introduction, resource indexing, tarot resource, tarot descriptors, numerology, moon connection, and then tarot card journal pages and regular journal pages. Once again, the slipcase stretch goal. And there is a look at that beautiful tarot journal and some of the inside here. Very nice designs, descriptions here, numerology, moon connection, and then plain pages. And then finally, there is the Grimoire Companion Journal, and the stats of this one are all the same as the last one, except for the within the journal, which will have an introduction, resource indexing, chakras, moon phases, astrology, divination, magical herbs, candle magic, enchanting spells, magic rituals, bewitching recipes, wheel of the year, and then 154 journal pages. And there's a look at that Grimoire Companion Journal and some of the inside. Quite beautifully done. So here is the back side of each of the journals. Some journaling page examples from the Crystal, Tarot, and Grimoire. Next up, we have the Enchanted Garden playing cards. There will be 60 of those cards. They will be a poker size. So for the additional cards over the 52, there is 1 cover card and 5 informational cards, and then 2 joker cards. They will be on 350 GSM cardstock, traditional linen playing card finish, with gold metallic ink on the back of the cards, and they will come in a magnetic rigid box with matte finish and spot gloss. The stretch goal is painted edges and silk screen and drawstring bag. What a luxurious playing card deck this will be. Very beautiful, as we can see with the backs of the cards. And a look at the box. Some more of those beautiful cards. And here is another look. Mix of animals and herbals and flowers. Very nice, and the informational cards there. Next up is the Marseille Tarot deck. Inspired by the timeless beauty of the traditional Marseille deck, this reimagined version weaves together the enchantment of florals, nature, whimsical characters, and vibrant colors. This deck will come with 90 cards in the deck, so there are additional cards. The additional cards are 1 cover card, 9 informational cards, plus 2 new additional Oracle flip cards. These will be a standard tarot deck size of 2.75 by 4.75 inches. They will come on 350 GSM cardstock with a soft touch matte lamination, so that sounds good. They will come in a 2-piece rigid box with thumb cutouts and spot gloss. It will come with an updated PDF digital download of the guidebook. And then this notes what has changed for the second edition. So the second edition has brand new mirrored card backs inspired by the traditional Marseille design, an updated cover card and refreshed informational cards. It will include 2 new Oracle flip cards for added intuitive depth, a newly designed sturdy 2-piece box, and all illustrations have been updated across the entire deck. Each suit now features newly illustrated cups, wands, swords, and pentacles. Colors throughout the deck are brighter, bolder, and more vibrant than ever. And we have a stretch goal here. The stretch goal is painted edges and silk screen drawstring bag. And here are the new backs. They are quite beautiful. As you can see, they are reversible. So here are the 2 additional Oracle flip card fronts. So here we can see on the card on the left, on one side it says abundant flow. On the flip side, it says dormant energy. And then on the right at the top, it says be bold. And then on the right at the bottom, it says be gentle. And here's a look at that beautiful box. And some more of these cards. Really very beautiful artwork here. And that Marseille style, which you may love or may not be for you, but quite beautifully done. There are some of those informational cards. And then we get into the stretch goals. Now you can back this campaign in all sorts of combinations, so keep that in mind. That's a look at Enchanted Divination Cartomancy Tarot Companion Journals by BouchetteDesign. Ending on June 19th is the Oracle of Many Paths, a tarot, oracle, and numerology deck that transforms into a map. And if this beautiful artwork looks familiar, that is because this is the same artist as all of these beautiful decks. The Cerulean Sequence, Mirror Visions, Green Glyphs, Cosmovisions, and more. Prismavisions. Beautiful artwork. The theme of this deck is paths. So beautiful box we can see here. And a hard guidebook with full color. A look at these beautiful colors. Beautiful cards. So there they were talking about how paths have shown up in their past decks. And now they are fully going to go into that. And this is James' style where you can usually lay it out and create a full image from his decks. Very cool concept. Look at that beautiful box. And we have edging on there. A look at some of these cards and this beautiful pathwork. I love these colors. There's the backs of the cards. Nice. I really love this deck. There's something a little bit different about the coloring he's using than his other decks. Oh, nice full colors in that guidebook and a unique box. So here we can see a bit more and how the cards all connect. You can see the box there, the guidebook, and cards and the card backs. Some of the creation process here. Each card alone tells a story, some sad, some victorious, but as a whole, the cards form a map to a forgotten land and reveal how interconnected everything truly is. And there's another look at the box and the guidebook and the cards. Another look at that guidebook on the inside, example of the write-ups. Looks like a green edging on those cards. These will be a standard tarot size, 2.75 by 4.75 inches. The cards have rose gold foil accents and metallic dark green forest green gilded edging. So here's a look at that guidebook again. It will be 108 pages, and it will be fabric bound hardcover. 100 pages for that guidebook, which will include keywords, numerology, types of paths, notes, and points of interest, as well as lore. They created the box to resemble opening a gate or a door. They want you to feel like you're being transported to another world. This is a magnetic closure box to keep the box sealed and a foil compass accent in the center of the box. And then here you can see him creating some of this beautiful artwork. Look at that. Stunning. A bit about the pass, and then we have some add-ons. Ooh, look at that. A limited edition art print. And more decks, etc. A altar cloth, which is a map, a satchel, a divination diary, etc. So that's a look at the Oracle of Many Paths. Ending June 24th is Pollen Tarot. As you can see, we have bright, vibrant colors and a playful, unique style of artwork. So here we have a look at some more of the cards as well as the backs of the cards. And here we have the Priestess, the Magician, the Fool, and Judgment. Now these have titles written in French. The guidebook you can get in English or French. You will have a choice, but the cards will be written in French. The cards will be printed on smooth, high-quality cardstock with a black core center layer. Better look at the cards here. So there's the Star card, very fun. And for the box, it will be made of 300 GSM art paperboard with a glossy UV coating. If they exceed their goal and make it to 120%, the box will be a rigid 2-part box. The booklet will contain an introduction to Cartomancy with basics for learning and how to draw tarot cards, followed by explanations for each card to learn their meanings. The cards will be a standard tarot size, 2.75 by 4.75 inches. The guidebook will be 96 pages, and it will be black and white. So a few more cards that you can see here, and then it's going to tell you a bit about the reward options and some more cards. Now, here is a look at the artist's Instagram just to kind of give you a better idea and a closer look at their style of artwork. Sometimes it's a little small on the screen to see their artwork, so it's helpful to look over here. So that's a look at Pollen Tarot. Ending on June 24th is the Wayward Dark Lenormand, a Lenormand deck featuring 36 fully illustrated cards set in the beautiful Chthonic underworld setting of Wayward Dark. Now, Wayward Dark is a reference to a tarot deck that this creator also created. Here you can see that campaign. They also did Red Hen Tarot and many other campaigns, as you can see. So, box up at the left. Here you can see the cards, black, gray, white. Looks like a linen finish, drawn by hand. Housed in a rigid box with a 23-page instruction booklet. And some beautiful artwork there. Very nicely done. House, stork, garden, crossroads, child. Very neat. The deck has a limited palette of whites and blues on top of black backgrounds, giving every unique card a consistent look with the rest of the deck. Underworld themes introduced in the Wayward Dark Tarot continue throughout this deck, which could be used as a companion deck alongside it, or can stand on its own as a fully functional Lenormand deck. So another look at that box and the instruction booklet and some of the cards. The deck includes the standard 36 cards found in Lenormand, but to provide additional representation, some of the cards have added humanoid figures in them so that a querent may optionally use them as extra signifiers. The standard signifier cards of man and woman are now both simply entity. And there you can see the 2 entity cards. So the instruction booklet will have instructions on performing readings, as well as an overview of some Lenormand spreads and the meanings associated with each of the 36 cards. The cards will be printed in the US and will be a standard Lenormand size, which, side note, is typically smaller than tarot decks, and that will be 2.48 inches by 3.46 inches on casino quality linen cardstock. So that sounds quite nice. And each deck and booklet will be housed in a 2-piece rigid box. So this just talks a little bit about what Lenormand is and a bit about Wayward Dark, the world that this is set in. Now, for add-ons, you can add on the full size of the Wayward Dark tarot deck, as well as a mini size of the deck, if you're interested in that. And stretch goals will open up as soon as they reach a certain number. Now, I am filming this the first day that this is launched, so they haven't opened up yet, but I'm sure, hopefully, yes, they're very close. So their first stretch goal will open at 4,000, and here they are at 3,699. So you'll probably be able to see that stretch goal once this video is up. So that's a look at the Wayward Dark Lenormand. As promised, I have something special for anyone dreaming of creating their own card deck. The Deck Creators Launchpad and community is the ultimate resource for bringing your deck vision to life. This program was founded by Anna Frolic, founder of Wonderland Publishing, and Heath Armstrong, co-founder of Rage Create. Together, they bring over 20 years of combined expertise in deck creation, publishing, and crowdfunding. You'll gain access to step-by-step courses, live coaching, expert calls, and a supportive network of like-minded creators. And I want to mention, I'm one of the people in the network. In it, he shares his proven Kickstarter strategies, which have raised over $240,000 for his decks. And Anna brings her publishing expertise to guide you through the process. Membership is application-based to ensure it's the right fit for you and your goals. And there is a fee to join. Learn more and apply at deckcreators.com. The link is in the description below. Before we wrap up our virtual shopping spree, I'd love to hear what's on your tarot wish list this month. If there's something exciting I didn't cover, or if you know of any upcoming releases, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. I'm excited to hear about what you're looking forward to. And that wraps up our look at new tarot releases for this month. I hope you enjoyed this virtual shopping spree as much as I did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And for more, check out the video linked on your screen right now. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy deck shopping.